After playing Fortnite for the past 4 years, I've come across many techniques and skills which can greatly improve you as a player in just 21 tips. So, before playing any ranked game or tournament, you must warm up. Whether your warm up is 5 minutes or 20 minutes. When you first get on, your fingers, the brain, and even your thought process is going to be slow. Creative 1v1s or 32-man zone wars are great ways to get into fast queues for a quick warm-up. It's good to get the blood flowing and your mechanics on point before entering any game mode. I'll also drop a video on how to maximize your time with warm-ups very soon. Any aim trainers, whether this is Kovacs, Aim Labs, or even the in-game creative ones, they are very crucial. Especially in this new chapter, aim has never been more important till now. Majority of the weapons in chapter 5 are not hit scan, therefore this requires more bullet leading and precision on your shots. If you're just playing creative when you load up the game and just cranking with the same patterns, you're making a huge mistake. It is very important to practice new buildings, pieces, and even edits, which you are not comfortable with. Since you're already playing in creative and warming up, why not learn a new skill, whether this may be a basic side jump or some piece control. If you're just practicing the same techniques every single day, you're not really improving. You're just kind of warming up. Edit on release was one of the most crucial settings to learn and turn on when it first came out. The editing is no different, but when it comes to confirming the edit, it is slightly different. Once you release your mouse click, the edit will automatically select and confirm. This saves you a fraction of a second to hit confirm with your keyboard, causing more inputs for your fingers to do. Great players like Peterbot have this setting, and I would highly advise you to use it. Now, the only downside of this setting is that it makes peeking and positioning much more difficult while you're editing. Since you have to hold down your mouse while moving, you may by accident select other tiles of the wall which you don't mean to do so. Crosshair placement is definitely one of the least talked about but most important techniques. It's simple. Would you rather edit like this or make minimal movements like this? This leads to having less flicky gameplay with more precision on your shots and saving time on your edits. Now, you may be the best aimer with 400 DPI, but you are making a mistake. When you open up your inventory, this activates as a cursor mode for your computer, meaning the Sens takes the original sense of your mouse. Just how you navigate on your desktop, this is the Sens. The downside of having a low DPI is less motion with your switches. Higher DPI requires less movement on your mouse to switch the items. Just because you may have the greatest mechanics in the game, it doesn't mean you're the greatest player. This is a game of building, editing, aim, decision making, endgame decision making, and many more little things. It is important to be a well-rounded player in all these aspects rather than just being perfect in one of them. Now, when editing a build, especially a wall, I've never found this out until recently, but it's the use of the gray lines. These lines allow you to make the perfect and also time the perfect edit. I would always struggle with editing too early, but now with the lines, it makes editing a whole lot easier. If you're a competitive player, there's no doubt that you should have performance mode on and enabled. This will allow your computer to output the best frames and the least input delay. This can make or break a tournament, especially in your endgame. Okay, please, just clean your computers. It's not that difficult, and trust me, it will last much longer. Just take a simple can of some compressed air, which can be bought from honestly anywhere. Just spray that, dust out your PC, make sure you hit important spots like any fans, your CPU cooler, and your GPU fans. Please just do this every 3-4 months. That's all I ask. On the next topic of cleaning, clean your damn monitor. I know a lot of you yell, a lot of you rage, you calm really loud in solo and duo cache cups. Just take a microfiber cloth, put some rubbing alcohol, and wipe your screen once a month. Trust me, you'll appreciate it much more. The next tip is probably the most common tip, but it is also done the wrong way. And that is watching pros play. I know many of you watch pro players. You just sit there, you just watch them. But if you actually want to improve, you should learn from them. See what edits they do. See what they do in the endgame. See how they win a cash cup if you really want to take competitive serious. Your mouse polling rate is basically the refresh rate of your mouse. Obviously, the higher, the better. Just simply open up the software of your mouse, whether you have Logitech, Razer, whatever. Go into your mouse settings and make sure your mouse polling rate, refresh rate is set to 1000 or the highest there is. Now there's really no best keybind to use, but there's definitely optimal binds. By optimal binds, I mean binds which are close together. If you use WASD to move around, don't have your shotgun on L, which is all the way on the opposite side of your keyboard. It just makes no sense. Same as keybinds, there's really no good sense. It all depends on the player whether you prefer a slower sense or a faster sense. I would say try out a sense, stick with it, and just practice with it. Once you start switching sense a lot, your aim will be very inconsistent and you will never really improve on a particular sensitivity. Reload management is definitely a technique that not a lot of people focus on, and it is overlooked. When you're in a fight with someone, you must make sure you have enough bullets in your gun. Well, obviously, right? Well, a lot of the time, you may hit your opponent for 100. Crack their shield, they have no shield. They need to heal up. What do you do next? You need to add the pressure. Your assault rifle and SMG has 0 bullets. You're wasting time reloading while they're popping shield. The player's back to 100, and you've lost an opportunity to eliminate your opponent when you had the advantage going into the fight. Playing to your strengths is very crucial in ranked games and even tournaments. Your strength is building, editing, or aiming. Stick to it in these game modes. Don't start trying new techniques, builds, and edits if you're not comfortable with them. Practice them in creative, learn the muscle memory, perfect them, and then you can use those techniques while in game. If you really want to utilize and get every single frame per second and the lowest input delay, just factory reset your PC. Now, this is only for the people that are really dedicated to competitive Fortnite, because there's some things you gotta keep in mind of. Obviously do your research before you do this. And also, when you factory reset your PC, when you load it back on, obviously your computer's resetted, your computer will go back to default. All the applications which weren't originally on your computer will now be gone, so you have to reinstall every single thing, and some memory might also get lost in the process. For you guys that really want to have the best experience playing, I would advise you to overclock your CPU. Now, since this game is very CPU dependent, this obviously means you need a great CPU to have great frames and no lag. Now, definitely do your research before overclocking, because overclocking your CPU too much may cause heating issues and the longevity of your CPU before it dies out. Back to the cleaning topic. I know there's a lot of cleaning, but trust me, it's important. For you guys who play on keyboard, please, once every so often, remove the keycaps of your keyboard. Clean out your keyboard. You don't want to be using a dirty keyboard. Nobody wants to be using that. If you're really lazy, take some compressed air, blow out all the dust. Now, if you have a mouse that has any mouse feet or gliders on the bottom, I'd advise you to take your mouse, roll it across your mouse pad. If it doesn't glide smoothly, I would definitely recommend you to buy some new feet or some gliders. For the last tip, like and subscribe, because this will obviously grant you aimbot. For the last tip, just have a good mindset. Mindset is everything. If you're gonna complain and stay negative about every single little tiny thing in a tournament, obviously you will perform bad. But if you learn from your mistakes and improve on them instead of complaining 24/7, you will obviously do better and improve for next time. You just gotta train effectively, be dedicated to learning new skills, always improving, and definitely VOD review your own gameplay.